Tamara is already up and about exploring the museum quarter. This colourful southern part of the city has many cultural activities up its sleeve.
You know, even without all the museums, this still is a great place to just wander around and get lost in. I always have the urge to peek inside these tiny houses, but I'll be polite.
There's plenty to see and do in the museum quarter. There are shops, restaurants, and on Saturdays you can visit the fabrics and plant markets.
Or a spontaneous picnic at the beautiful Lepelenburg Park, also the location for all kinds of fun events.
That's right. This city's cultural scene is very much in motion. One of Utrecht's highlights are the so-called Cultural Sundays. On several Sundays, you'll find cultural activities all over the place. From all the festivals in Utrecht, the most famous is the Dutch Film Festival. Mark is visiting Utrecht's largest museum, the Centraal Museum.
This oldest city museum of the Netherlands has a rich art collection dating from before Christ to present day.
Before Amsterdam and Haarlem flourished to become the home of the Dutch masters, Utrecht was the painters' capital of the Netherlands. The early Italian masters inspired painters like Morelse, who would later inspire Rembrandt. The Centraal Museum also has a rather large collection of Utrecht's Caravaggioists. Aside from the permanent collection, the Centraal Museum prides itself in many temporary exhibitions throughout the year. The museum is open every day from 11 to 5. A ticket is also valid for the Dick Bruna House and the Rietveld Schröder House. Mark gratefully uses this opportunity to visit the Dick Bruna House. Dick Bruna is the author of Holland's most famous little bunny rabbit, Miffy. The children's books have been translated into 40 different languages and have sold over 85 million copies worldwide.
A nice present for my little nephew.
The Dick Bruna House tells the story of Dick Bruna's life and the development of the Miffy character. Needless to say, it's a very child-friendly museum. Another part of the Centraal Museum is the Rietveld Schröder House. This house is the only building based on the architectural principles of the style ever realized. Originally from Utrecht, Gerrit Rietveld is best known for his red, blue and yellow furniture and interior design. The Aboriginal Art Museum Utrecht is the only museum in Europe for contemporary Aboriginal art from Australia. The unique collection educates the public on the diverse art forms of the youngest Aboriginal generation. Every year, the museum presents 2 to 3 changing exhibitions. In the Universiteitsmuseum, one can discover everything about the sciences, from the past as well as the present. In the Knowledge Lab and Youth Lab, a hands-on experience teaches you about the world around you. Behind the museum, you can walk in the beautiful old botanical gardens of the Old Hortus.
The Netherlands have a unique reputation when it comes to religion. And I've heard they can tell me all about that here.
Museum Catharijnenconvent is the National Museum for Christian Art and Culture.
Goedemiddag, 1 kaartje alsjeblieft.
Over here you'll find one of the largest Christian art collections in the world. From medieval manuscripts to 16th and 17th century paintings and textiles.
This museum contains both Catholic and Protestant art, which makes it unique in the world.
Museum Catharijneconvent's collections focus on the early Middle Ages to the 21st century. Next to that, it offers exhibitions with more international backgrounds.
Did you know that Utrecht was founded by the Romans? Seeing the city's Roman heritage might take some digging around though.
Schatkamer Domplein is named after and located under the city's busiest square. Over here, you're taken back in time to relive 2,000 years of history.
Hopefully, this is what it will eventually look like. But it's a work in progress.